So Bruce, where were you last week?
Yeah, I was in Rhode Island.
Any interesting questions?
Yeah, there was a particular one. I've got it right here. Why don't you read it for me?
Should we group stakeholders or name them individually?
Oh yeah, I remember that one. So I had 4 different workshop groups, and one of them was situated out in another room just because we didn't have enough room on the walls. And this particular group, by the time I got out to see how they're doing this workshop, was really struggling. And the workshop was we had to list all our stakeholders, put them on Post-its, and then place them on this this power interest grid, figuring out where the stakeholders stood on power versus interest. And they're really struggling, and they hadn't put any on there. And I asked what was going on. They said, well, we've got a very complex project with like 10 different locations and 3 or 4 people in each location, and we're arguing about whether we should just do all of the QA people in all the locations and group them as one stakeholder or separately. And so what I did was I suggested that if the stakeholders are very similar, like you had all of the quality people had the same kind of level of power, same level of interest in the project, and they cared, that they had the kind of the same agendas, then we could treat them similarly. But most likely that wasn't the case, and so they were able to then say, well, we can group these 3 together, but these people we have to list individually. That way we didn't have to end up with a million different stakeholders on there, but also you didn't unfairly group them together.
Right, so in other words, group them only if they are very similar?
Exactly.